The Victorian Era, a period spanning the reign of Queen Victoria from 1837 to 1901, was a time of profound transformation in England. Rapid industrialization, urbanization, and social reforms reshaped the fabric of society. This era witnessed the rise of a new middle class, eager to consume literature that reflected their experiences and aspirations. The novel, with its ability to capture the complexities of human life, emerged as the dominant literary form of the Victorian age. This essay delves into the chapter, The Victorian Novel, from a critical history of English literature, exploring how the historical, social, and political forces of this era shaped the themes, characters, and concerns of Victorian literature. From the bustling streets of London to the idyllic English countryside, Victorian novels offered a panoramic view of a society grappling with change and seeking to define its identity. Queen Victoria's ascension to the throne in 1837 marked the beginning of an era defined by progress, prosperity, and a deep sense of moral responsibility. The Industrial Revolution, already underway, gained momentum, transforming England into an economic powerhouse. Factories sprang up in cities like Manchester and Birmingham, drawing workers from rural areas and leading to unprecedented urbanization. This shift from an agrarian to an industrial society brought both opportunities and challenges. The Victorian era was also a time of significant scientific advancements. Charles Darwin's theory of evolution, published in 1859, challenged traditional beliefs about the natural world and humanity's place in it. Advances in medicine, transportation, and communication further contributed to the sense of rapid change and progress. These developments had a profound impact on Victorian thought, influencing the themes explored in literature. The novel, with its ability to capture the complexities of everyday life, became the dominant literary form of the Victorian era. Victorian novelists explored a wide range of themes, reflecting the social, political, and economic changes of their time. They delved into the lives of ordinary people, examining the impact of industrialization, urbanization, and social reforms. One of the key characteristics of the Victorian novel was its realism. Novelists like Charles Dickens, George Eliot, and Thomas Hardy sought to portray life as it was, with all its joys and sorrows. They created memorable characters from all walks of life, from the wealthy aristocracy to the impoverished working class. Through their detailed descriptions and intricate plots, Victorian novelists provided readers with a vivid and often unflinching portrait of their times. Victorian novels served as a mirror to the society in which they were written, reflecting its values, concerns, and anxieties. The rise of the middle class, the changing role of women, and the growing gap between rich and poor were just some of the issues that preoccupied Victorian novelists. They used their fiction to explore these themes, often with a critical eye. Charles Dickens, perhaps the most famous Victorian novelist, was a master at capturing the social injustices of his time. In novels like Oliver Twist and Hard Times, Dickens exposed the plight of the poor and the hypocrisy of the wealthy. His works were not merely entertainment, but also served as social commentary, prompting readers to confront the inequalities of Victorian society. Section 5. Realism and the Victorian Novel. Realism, a literary movement that emerged in the mid-19th century, had a profound impact on the Victorian novel. Realist writers sought to depict life as it was without romanticizing or idealizing it. They focused on ordinary people and everyday experiences, using detailed descriptions and psychological realism to create believable characters and situations. George Eliot, the pen name of Mary Ann Evans, was a leading figure in the realist movement. Her novels, such as Middlemarch and The Mill on the Floss, explored the complexities of human relationships and the moral dilemmas faced by individuals in a rapidly changing society. Eliot's works were characterized by their psychological depth and their insightful observations on human nature. Section 6. The Individual and Society. The relationship between the individual and society was a central theme in Victorian literature. As England underwent rapid industrialization and urbanization, traditional social structures were challenged. Individuals found themselves navigating a more complex and fluid society, often struggling to reconcile their personal desires with societal expectations. The Brontë sisters, Emily, Charlotte, and Anne, explored this theme in their novels. Wuthering Heights, Emily's masterpiece, is a tale of passionate love and revenge set against the backdrop of the Yorkshire moors. Charlotte's Jane Eyre follows the journey of a young woman seeking independence and fulfillment in a patriarchal society. These novels highlight the challenges faced by individuals, particularly women, in asserting their autonomy and finding their place in the world. Section 7. The Woman Question. The role of women in Victorian society was a subject of much debate and controversy. While women were expected to conform to strict gender roles, there was a growing movement for women's rights. Victorian novelists engaged with this debate, exploring the complexities of women's lives and challenging societal norms. Charlotte Bronte's Jane Eyre is a powerful exploration of female agency and the search for identity. Jane, an intelligent and independent young woman, defies societal expectations and fights for her right to love and happiness. George Eliot's novels also featured strong female characters who challenged conventional gender roles. These works gave voice to the aspirations of many Victorian women who yearned for greater freedom and autonomy. As Section 8, the Industrial Revolution's impact. The Industrial Revolution had a profound impact on Victorian society, and its effects were reflected in the literature of the time. Novelists explored the consequences of industrialization, both positive and negative. They depicted the squalor of factory towns, the exploitation of workers, and the growing gap between rich and poor. Charles Dickens's novels, such as Hard Times and Oliver Twist, offered a scathing critique of the social ills brought about by industrial capitalism. Dickens's vivid descriptions of poverty, child labor, and urban blight shocked readers and sparked calls for social reform. Elizabeth Gaskell, in her novel North and South, explored the tensions between industrialists and workers, highlighting the need for greater understanding and compassion. Section 9. Faith and Doubt in the Victorian Novel. The Victorian era was a time of both religious fervor and growing skepticism. The theory of evolution challenged traditional religious beliefs, while advances in science and technology led some to question the existence of God. Victorian novelists grappled with these issues, exploring themes of faith, doubt, and the search for meaning in a changing world. The novels of George Eliot often dealt with the conflict between faith and reason. In Middlemarch, Eliot explores the limitations of traditional religion in the face of modern thought. Matthew Arnold's poetry also captured the sense of spiritual uncertainty that characterized the Victorian era. His poem Dover Beach expresses a profound sense of loss and disillusionment with the decline of religious faith. Section 10. A Lasting Legacy. The Victorian novel left an enduring legacy on English literature. Victorian novelists expanded the possibilities of the novel as a literary form, exploring a wide range of themes and experimenting with narrative techniques. Their works continue to resonate with readers today, offering insights into the human condition and the complexities of life in a rapidly changing world. From the social realism of Charles Dickens to the psychological depth of George Eliot, Victorian novels continue to captivate and inspire readers. Their enduring appeal lies in their ability to transport us to another time and place, to make us think critically about the world around us, and to remind us of the timeless power of storytelling. The Victorian era may be long gone, but its literary legacy lives on,